Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Thank you so much for listening. Today, Trump talks North Korea, the new CIA director, and Romaine Lettuce gets the all clear. Plus, the royal wedding and a holographic phone. All that and much more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Friday, May 18th. Thanks to our sponsor, Audible. If you've never tried Audible before, now is the time. You can sign up for a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook and listen during that Memorial Day weekend road trip or plane ride. There's no risk. You get to keep the audiobook even after your trial ends. So go to audibletrial.com/thenewsworthy and sign up. That's audibletrial.com/thenewsworthy. All right, you ready for the news? Let's do this. Reassurances and a warning. President Trump threw both out there when talking about North Korea. CNN reports, on one hand, Trump said if he was able to make a deal with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, there would be certain protections for him so he could stay in power in North Korea, even if they get rid of nuclear weapons. And Trump said the country would be rich because part of the deal would be to lift sanctions against North Korea. But if there's no deal, President Trump says the U.S. may try to see that Kim Jong-un does not stay in power. That's the warning part. It's President Trump's response to what North Korean officials said earlier this week. Remember, they were threatening to call off the meeting with the U.S. next month. As of now, though, the historic meeting between leaders is still scheduled for June 12th. What did he really mean? Some people are asking because of a controversial comment President Trump made this week. The AP says the quote was, "We have people coming into our country or trying to come in, and we're stopping a lot of them. These aren't people, these are animals." But here's the thing. He made that comment right after another comment about the MS-13 gang, violent gang members. The White House says Trump was only referring to gang members when he used the term animals. Some are even calling out certain media outlets who didn't mention the gang part and made it seem like Trump was calling all undocumented immigrants animals. But others say that's exactly what he did, and that he has a history of degrading non-white countries and people. Mexico's foreign ministry was also not happy with this, calling the comment absolutely unacceptable. It is official. Gina Haspel will become the next director of the CIA. The AP reports the Senate confirmed her in a 54-45 vote. But her confirmation did not happen without controversy. Remember, she faced a lot of criticism for her role in the CIA's interrogation program after 9/11. Interrogation that many say was simply illegal torture. But eventually, 6 Democrats joined Republicans to give her a thumbs up, and it was enough to make it happen. She replaces Mike Pompeo, who is now the U.S. Secretary of State. Haspel will be the first woman to be director of the CIA. A school bus and a dump truck crashed in New Jersey yesterday. The school bus was being used for a 5th grade field trip, and dozens of people, including the kids, were hurt. CNN reports 1 student and 1 teacher died. Officials say first responders got there quickly, though, and saved lives. CBS New York says there were some reports the school bus driver was trying to make an illegal U-turn, but it's all still under investigation. Officials are handing out thousands of masks for people anywhere near the Kilauea volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii. They're even telling people to stay indoors. Why? Well, an eruption yesterday morning at the summit shot out ash and smoke miles into the air, and it'll spread around. It's not just ash. There's also dangerous toxic gas released from the volcano. Scientists say yesterday's eruption was not actually the big one, which could be an even bigger explosion at the summit. That could still happen or not. This one is still developing. Some good news for salad lovers. Romaine lettuce is supposed to be safe again. Federal health officials say the bad lettuce that could have E. coli should be no longer for sale anywhere. The FDA and CDC gave the thumbs up to go ahead and eat romaine lettuce again. But the recalled lettuce that was grown in Yuma, Arizona, already made more than 170 people sick across 32 states. 1 person reportedly died. But again, you now have the green light to eat your greens. All right, other things people may be talking about today. It's promoted as the first fully holographic display on an Android phone, as in holograms, 3D, virtual reality, and more. Now, USA Today reports AT&T and Verizon confirmed they will be carrying it in their stores. The company behind the phone is called Red. Red typically makes cameras and equipment used in Hollywood. Now, Red is making what it calls the Hydrogen One phone, and word is it'll be on the market by this summer or at least later this year. Demos could be happening next month. No word yet on the price, but some expect it to be more than $1,000. PayPal just made its biggest purchase yet and bought a company called iZettle for $2.2 billion. TechCrunch says iZettle is like the Square of Europe. Square is best known in the US for the card reader on iPads that makes it a little easier to check out, and this may be PayPal's way to compete with Square. P.S. PayPal also owns Venmo. Fox News has a new CEO, and it's the first woman to hold that top spot in the network's history. Suzanne Scott has been with the company since 1996 and was already the president of programming. She'll be taking over Fox News Channel and Fox Business Network, both parts of the company that will not be part of the sale to Disney. Because remember, the parent company, 21st Century Fox, will likely be sold. The Wall Street Journal says there's word that if the Disney sale does go through, the units that are not part of the deal, like Fox News Channel, will be called New Fox. Stay tuned for that. The Cannes Film Festival comes to an end this weekend. The big topic of conversation at this year's event has been gender equality. The LA Times says the leaders of the festival signed a pledge to promise to make the selection process more transparent and pay more attention to the issue. The festival takes place in France, and the French gender parity group plus the U.S. group Time's Up were part of this pledge. Only 82 female directors have been selected to show their films at the event. In the more than 70 years it's been around, that's compared to 1,866 male directors. It's time for the royal wedding. It's tomorrow, as in Saturday. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will tie the knot at Windsor Castle. The Huffington Post says the invitations purposely combined American ink on English card since Markle is from the U.S. Yes, experts say the wedding will cost millions of dollars. 600 guests are invited. Nearly 2,500 will be watching from the grounds of Windsor Castle. Markle's dad, though, will not be there. He had a heart attack recently and was embarrassed by the public finding out that he staged some paparazzi photos. Markle did put out a new statement saying she's always cared for her dad and hopes he can be given the space he needs to focus on his health. But her mom will be at the wedding, so many think she may be the one to walk Markle down the aisle. We'll see. It starts at noon local time in the UK on Saturday. Here in the US, you'll need that alarm clock because it's pretty early. 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 a.m. Pacific. And pretty much every TV channel will be covering the event live. Or, of course, you can sleep in and wait for Monday's episode. I will be filling you in on the highlights. It turns out he's really saying the word Laurel. Yep, we're still talking about the internet debate about an audio clip and how some people hear the word Laurel and others hear the word Yanny. Because now the guy whose voice it actually is spoke with Time magazine. He's shocked and amused that the clip is going viral. He says it was part of a temp voiceover job years ago, where he recorded thousands of words for vocabulary.com. By the way, the White House also put together a video as a joke where everyone from the press secretary to the president himself weighed in on this debate. And that's it. Thanks again for listening. And if you enjoyed the Newsworthy, please do keep those ratings and reviews coming. Here's one from Apple Podcasts. It says, "Thanks so much for this news show, Erica. I play it every morning, and often my kids are in the room. They get to hear the news in a way that is fast, fair, and fun. Thanks for creating this." Thank you, Shannon, for those very kind words. As always, I list all the news stories we talked about today in today's show notes on thenewsworthy.com. So if you want to read more, just go to the homepage, click episodes, and then find today's date. You'll see all the links. The Newsworthy is ready for you every weekday by 4 a.m. Eastern Time. So we will be back with more news on Monday. Have a great weekend.